Celis. We have been fighting election fraud since time immemorial together. And in fact, we filed several cases in the Supreme Court. Unfortunately, source code cases were dismissed by the Supreme Court as being moot and academic. But we succeeded in convincing the Supreme Court to reinstate the VVPAT, the voter verification paper audit trail. We filed a petition for mandamus, and it was granted by the Supreme Court. Practically en banc, all 15 justices granted our petition. And we made a manifestation before the court that the Malay at that time of COMELEC, the old commission, was they would beat out the automated election system in accordance with the provisions of the law and the requirements of the law. However, over time, they would remove the security features and say that there's no more time or money. So this summit and the preparation that the current COMELEC is undertaking under the leadership of Chairman George Garcia, who himself is an astute election lawyer, is very, very welcome for us. And Professor Casino was able to touch on some things, some of the points I wanted to raise, and some things that we need to discuss in the summit again are indeed the implementing rules and regulations of our various election laws. And perhaps a bill consolidating all of them, because it causes a lot of confusion for lawyers like myself, and other practitioners. I'm not per se an election lawyer, but I do dabble in election cases when the season arises. So those are some of my comments. Also, perhaps a very strict observance of our security features. In fact, one of the solutions we would like to propose is if you cannot come up with a consolidated omnibus election code, perhaps at the very least, the further revision of the automated election law, which will ensure that there are stricter penalties for the removal of security features such as the digital signature, the source code review. It has to be submitted several months before the elections and deposited in the central bank so that no one can tamper with the source code. Also, the random manual audit. Perhaps even the, that's what I listed here. You know, there is nothing wrong with imposing stricter penalties and declaring the non-observance or violation of the security features as prima facie evidence of election sabotage or fraud. Because under our tax laws, if you pay income taxes, which are 30%, at least 30% below what you should have paid as assessed by the BIR, there's a prima facie determination of tax fraud. Now, if we treat our tax laws with so much respect, because taxes are the lifeblood of a country's operational capabilities, then elections or the right of suffrage should also be treated with equal respect and feverishly protected. So those are my comments, Commissioner Celis. I hope these issues are discussed during the summit, because we subscribe to the Latin maxim that all lawyers know, salus populi est suprema lex, which is the good or welfare of the people is the supreme law. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Attorney. They will hear from our Deputy Executive Director for Operations, Director Olano.